Hi everyone, this is Pastor Frank DeMore with the End Times Research Ministry. Just a few days ago, on January the 30th of 2019, I gave you an update on the birds, the fish, and the animals dying off. And the reason why I do this is because I like to keep the people up to date as far as prophecy in these last days and how it's being reported in the news. And many people don't even know it. So, if you've never seen those scriptures before about the end times and what was going to happen to the fish, the birds, and the animals in the last days, in this portion of the video, I put up the scriptures that you can see here in Hosea, Zephaniah, and also the book of Revelation. Now, both Hosea and Zephaniah talk about the beasts of the field, they're going to die off, and the fowls of heaven, and the fish in the sea. Whereas in the book of Revelation, it talks about those who destroy the earth. And there's many ways that people can destroy the earth, and one of the most well-known ways is pollution. And we're seeing all kinds of pollution, and it's having a huge effect on wildlife, both in the water and on the ground. So before I get into the reports themselves, if you just found my YouTube channel, I invite you to go over to my website, endtimesresearchministry.com. And when you're there, just scroll down and you'll see my book, The Last Chronicles of Planet Earth, which you're going to see all of the reports that I've been following for many, many years. And you just scroll down, you'll see the book link right here. Just click this link and you'll get the free copy of my book that has been updated just recently. This first report is actually taken from Germany, and it took place January the 28th of 2019, and this is a story about many, many fish, mass die-offs of fish. And as you're going to find through my book and many of my YouTube videos, that in many cases, the mystery of why the mass die-offs, not just in the fish, but in many of the reports about animals as well, and birds. Now, this report is in German. You saw the dead fish. Now, listen to what this report had to say as I translated it for you.
The walkers on the large Lake Segeberger did not believe their eyes. Dead fish. Thousands of dead fish drifted in the water. The mass extinction in Bad Segeberg is a mystery to experts who started work on Monday. It is still unclear what killed the animals and if there is still danger.
Now, before I get to the next report, I want to show you what the book Revelation chapter 16 verse 3 says. You'll see this in my book in chapter 17. And this is from Christ, the warning about the tribulation. And part of this tribulation has to deal with Revelation 16:3. The second angel poured out his bowl on the sea, and it turned into blood-like. It doesn't say it's going to turn into blood, but blood-like. That of a dead man, and every living thing in the sea died. So in the book of Revelation, in another part, not only does he talk about the destruction of the earth, but he talks about the creatures in the sea dying off because of this blood-like condition. So it goes hand in hand what we read about in Hosea and Zephaniah, where we see that the fishes of the sea are going to be taken away. And of course, in our generation, we're seeing bodies of water turn blood-like, and because of these different types of tides, for example, the red tide, which turns the water blood-like, literally hundreds of thousands, millions of fish around the world are dying off because of these red tides. Let me show you some pictures that I've put up for you in my book, give you a good example what we have been seeing, and then I'll show you the newest report about another red tide. All right, now that you've seen the pictures, let's go over to the next report about the red tides. This article has to do with the mass die-off in Panama, January the 28th of 2019. Environment, death of fish in Amador is because of the red tide. And starting from here, this is what the report had to say.
Environment Minister Emilio Sempris reported that the death of thousands of fish in the Amador area was not due to poisoning by some type of chemical spilled into the sea. He was treated, he said, of the phenomenon known as red tide, which is presently on the Pacific coast of Central America. This natural phenomenon occurs when marine microalgae appear that reduce the oxygen content and cause the death of fish, the minister said in a statement. According to Mi Ambiente, this phenomenon was also registered in other countries of the Central American region.
This next article, January the 29th, 2019, this one's from Australia, and the headline, more than 2,000 flying fox die from heat stress in eastern Victoria. Not sure if you've been following the news or not, but right now, Australia has been inundated with intense heat that has been killing off livestock, and in this case, 2,000 flying foxes. So, when you read my book, you'll see there's many conditions that are killing off birds, and one of the conditions, obviously, in this case, would be intense heat. Now, dealing with Australia, also January the 29th of 2019, headline, Sea of White. Hundreds of thousands of fish dead in Australia. Take a look at the writing underneath that picture. Just weeks after, up to 1 million fish were killed, another mass death occurred in the Murray-Darling River system. Take a look at this. It'll tell you why. Just weeks after, up to 1 million were killed, with scientists pointing to low water and oxygen levels as well as possibly toxic algae. Another mass death occurred in the key agricultural region. So, the hotter it gets, the less oxygen the fish have. As a result, they die off. And not only that, though, when it does get into those extreme temperatures, it can form these algae blooms that kill off the fish, and one of those toxic algae could look blood-like. This report from Argentina on the 30th of January 2019, there's linear market, more than 150 animals killed by the heat wave. This article needs no other explanation. Uruguay on the 30th of January 2019, 100,000 chickens killed in Uruguay by the heat wave of these days. We see so many reports from different places around the world as the heat intensifies, it's killing off countless numbers of livestock, and in this case, 100,000 chickens dead because of the heat. 31st of January 2019, this is conditions found in Wales. Hundreds of starfish wash ashore in Kimble Bay and Prestatyn. So this article talks about the storm that came in and these huge waves that battered these creatures around, and it killed hundreds of these starfish. This is from the United States on the 31st of January. 8 more dolphins found stranded in Lee County. This is an event that is reoccurring. I'm going to play a portion of this video in this report so that you get a better understanding.
I've been doing Turtle Time for a number of years now, and this is the first year that I have seen this catastrophic quantity of marine life coming up on our shore. There have been marine animals that I have never seen before on the beach, just photos of them in books. And not only has there been a plethora of animals, there has been tonnage of them. And it seems that every day there were just more and more. And today was the first mammal that I've seen dead. I know we've had a number of marine turtles dead, half a dozen, I think, as many as that in one day alone.
This is an article from January the 31st. Bird flu symptoms detected in endangered seabirds. And in this case, the deaths of the penguins were discovered late last month. and about 250 mostly adult birds have been reported dead. India, January the 31st, 2019, 600 dead olive Ridleys wash ashore in 2 days in Odessa. If you want to get a better picture of exactly how many of these huge sea turtles are dying off, please take the time and go into that chapter that I was talking about in my book, because there are hundreds and hundreds of these turtles washing ashore in many parts around the world, and in many cases it's unexplainable. February 1st of 2019, this one from Germany. Thousands of dead fish discovered in the city harbor of Wolgast. Thousands of dead fish have been driven on the water surface in the sea harbor of Wolgast. How it came to this is still unclear. Partly the fish had broken heads and torn out sea blisters. So again, another mystery of thousands of dead fish. February 4th, 2019. Once again from Australia. Yandadera reserve cattle deaths could double to 2,000, industry warns, as earlier incident identified. Obviously, the conditions from the intense heat. Look at this. It says condition deteriorated following a lack of food and water. Also on February 4th, this time Japan. Japan on earthquake and tsunami alert after 7 giant deep-sea fish wash up dead. So there you have it, the latest reports from different parts of our world as we continue to see these reports come in. As I said so many times before, we'll continue to see reports like this the closer we get to the tribulation period. We're in the birth pain period that Jesus warned about right now, and everything is going to intensify until that prophecy is completely fulfilled. Look, these are just signs, and signs are given to us to show that what the Lord revealed to us in His Word is the truth. And if these things are the truth, it should help you to understand that the Messiah is true. And if you haven't received Him already, now, today, would be that great day to receive Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. He's given us signs. He's coming back soon. Please, take it to heart. This is Pastor Frank DeMore with the End Times Research Ministry. God bless.